and welcome to Scholastic ASMR. I am back with this book, Born Rich by Bob Proctors. And today I'm going to talk about chapter 4 that's called Let Go and Let God. Just saw this quote at the back that says, "Everyone is born rich. Sometimes we're a little short of cash." And this book is available for free download. I've got a link in the description. I'm not the provider. It's through Bob Proctors' page, okay? And I have made 3 previous videos on this book. They're not getting that many views, so in a way I feel like this is a video that I am mostly creating for myself. It's not scripted. I read this book a while back, so I'm just gonna have a flip through it and see what I can remember. So it's kind of like a rambling video, but on a fascinating topic. I mean, one of my favorite topics, which is manifestation and the law of attraction. Yeah, I have actually started a book club. So I live in Sweden, and I've started a book club on Instagram, which is in English, and it's called Holistic Books. So in my book club, we're going to read every book for about 4 to 10 weeks. I definitely don't think that many books would take 10 weeks. I spent 7 weeks reading or studying this book with a friend, and that's what gave me the idea to starting a holistic book club. So yeah, the content on Instagram is in English. And the first book that we start reading in January is Manifest by Roxy Nafusi. Excuse me, my boyfriend is in the other room making coffee. Yeah, Manifest by Roxy Nafusi. It's completely free to join the book club on Instagram or on Facebook. The Facebook page it's a group. I want it to be like a community. But I'll be posting in Swedish there because I really want to meet in real life. I can't call myself like an expert in manifestation. I'm a spiritual student. So you'll notice as I discuss this book that I have questions, and I'm just really looking forward to diving into the topic even more. The topic of manifestation and how we change our mindset, and to discuss the book Manifest then with other people. I am thrilled about it. But today, right now, we're gonna read this book, which was actually very good as well. And I love that Bob Proctor has a lot of free material. He still has a YouTube page. I mean, he's dead, but his institute still upload videos. You know, he worked with manifestation and the law of attraction for many years, so there's still a lot of content being produced. I think this chapter 4 is the hardest chapter for me to grasp. It's all about surrender. Let's see what stands out from the book, and you can just listen to the page flipping and the page turning. Okay. He starts with a poem here. I don't actually know who wrote it. Oh, Alba Romanes. I'll read it for you, okay? It's quite nice. It's called The Promised Land, and the chapter starts with the poem, okay? No more shall I look to the far skies for my Father's loving aid, since here upon earth his treasure lies, and here is his kingdom laid. No more through the mist of things unknown I'll search for the promised land, for time is the footstool of his throne, and I am within his hand. The wealth that is more than finest gold is here, if I shall but ask, and wisdom unguessed and power untold are here for every task. The gates of heaven are before my eyes. Their key is within my hand. No more shall I look to the far skies, for here is the promised land by Alpha Romanus. Yeah. In the chapter, Bob's writing begins with the question, how many times have you been faced with what appeared to be an insurmountable problem, and you just wished that you could turn it over to somebody else? Yeah. Or have you ever, daydreamed or wished that you had more money, or that you could take a beautiful holiday to some exotic place? And wouldn't it be amazing then if there was a magic formula that could give us, grant us everything that we wished for, or that we could, surrender our problems And there is someone we can turn it over to, and this someone, something, has been around since time began. And a little disclaimer, I am not religious. Here in Sweden, we don't talk so much about God. I believe in God, but it still feels a little bit strange to say that word. I prefer to say the universe, because God makes me think of religion, and I'm not against religious people. I respect people, and I love that people have faith. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah, and it says that you need to read this chapter over and over again, so it's great that I'm doing this with you. And this concept of let go and let God is very important to grasp, because if you don't grasp it, the whole book will be of little value. Once you truly understand this, it will be as if a light goes off in your mind, illuminating your life. And you will realize that you will never again be the same person you once were. And I would love to experience this. I have. Absolutely. I have experienced a lot of magic in my life that has truly, truly shifted me, truly shifted the way I perceive the world. But there are still some things that, of course, I don't completely understand. I still do believe that if a problem arises in my life, I'm the one to solve it. And I do pray. Absolutely, I do pray. And I have felt a lot of guidance. Like, I've had dreams that have warned me of things, which is crazy, isn't it? But I just, add that to my experience. I know it happened. I know I'm not making have like 100% trust and faith at the moment that I can just hand over my problems to God. You know, I'm not there yet. I would love to be. I would absolutely love to be. Be aware that many of the people who you try to share this new awareness with are not ready for it. This is so true. Most of the people I know, so I've definitely had like several spiritual awakenings the past year, and I'm very open about it on social media and on my website and in my workshops. But when I'm in like normal day-to-day conversation with people that I've known for a long time, I can't share all my ideas, and I don't push anything on anyone. Like, I wait for people to ask me about, you know, my spiritual perspective on things. You know, like in conversation with friends, I really do my best, like, to not complain. That's the thing. In the past, I have loved complaining. Complaining is like a great way to receive sympathy and empathy and to feel seen and heard. But complaining also keeps you stuck in a certain frequency. So this is something that I'm practicing. But you know, with some people, it's like you're just stuck. Like, part of your relationship is built on complaining and just being negative. So I've had a hard time navigating my old self and, you know, how I used to be with a lot of people. And now I'm feeling a bit more awakened, and like I've grown and developed. It's kind of hard to be my new self with my old people. So I'm very careful also to share my new ideas, especially now when, you know, I'm not like 100% certain. Like, I understand certain concepts intellectually, but I don't have so much experience of, let's say, manifesting money. Like, I get it intellectually, but I cannot promise to another person that this works because I am not grounded in the practice. I don't want to lie to anyone that, like, you know, use this method or read this book and you're going to change your life, or just think like this, think positively. I really want to get there. I went off on a tangent there. Let me get back to the book. The vast majority of people treat God like some cosmic bellboy who's supposed to run and fetch and deliver. So we only turn to God when we're like in desperate need. We're like, God, help me with this. Like, God, if you exist, fix this problem. God, get me this. God, give me that. But this is not how we're supposed to pray. This is not the true nature of prayer. And let go and let God. For centuries, there has been a select group of people who are the real thinkers. They've always known that there is a higher power that's within us and all around us, that operates in a very precise manner, which operates by law. So I guess the universal laws. Everything comes from one source, and that source always flows and works to and through us. Okay. see if there's anything more here about let go and let God. So let go and let God is about having faith that whatever must happen to achieve your goal will indeed occur. Yeah, so this is definitely a perspective that I take on in life. Like sometimes we fall off our high vibration, you know. I have a lot of ups and downs in life, and the ups are wonderful. I'm so inspired there. I get so much done, and I feel very social. But of course, what goes up must come down. So when I'm in my low moments, then I do have the perspective that, like, you know, this too shall pass. And I have so much experience also of when I just let myself go, when I just let myself feel my feelings, especially the difficult ones, when I let myself, you know, process the thoughts and the emotions. So I cry, I think horrible thoughts, I just let them come to the surface. Like when I do that, the next day I'm like clear and clean. So now I have the experience that even when I'm at my lowest, I see it as a type of cleanse, an emotional cleanse, an emotional release that's going to get me to the other side of inspiration and joy and gratitude. So previously, if I felt low or down, I'd kind of beat myself up about it. I'd be like, oh, I'm here again, you know. Why do I always have to fall into this negative thinking? I'd be so harsh on myself, so hard. But now I just see it as a natural wave, like a cycle, you know. Things go up, things go down, and everything that is happening to me is happening for me. So when I am sad, I just let myself be sad. And like the tears, I'm releasing these hormones. Or when I'm angry, yeah, you get the point. Like, I don't see myself as being defeated or as being a victim. So that's, you know, you just have to kind of change your perspective on things and understand that everything is happening, or we have to believe it's a choice. You have to believe that everything is happening for your best. Like I used to have a friend when I was applying to a bunch of jobs, or she's still my friend, but she used to say this. So I would apply to a bunch of jobs, and like I'd get called to an interview, and I didn't get called to very many interviews, but I never got the job. And she would say, it's just because there's a better one out there for you. And I was like, yeah, right. You know, nothing's happening. But like now I get it. This is a friend, and she always ended up getting jobs, and she has always had this positive outlook on life. And she chose to believe that when things weren't going her way, it was because something better was happening to her, was going to happen, you know. And I've heard so many people talk about this, like on podcasts, but I didn't understand that it was a choice, that we can choose to believe this, and in that way we make it true to ourselves. Like you should always believe the thoughts that are the kindest and that are going to benefit you the most. You can just make whatever you want up to make yourself feel better about a situation. Like if you got dumped, yeah, you're going to meet someone better. You didn't end up getting the house that you wanted. It's because a better house is waiting for you. Just believe it, and it's going to be like that. It's crazy, but it's how it is. So let go and let God is just about having faith that whatever needs to happen in order for you to achieve Okay, he gives a story here about David and Goliath. I don't think I need to read that. But he ends it with, like David, you will successfully conquer the giant in your life. You will witness the physical manifestation of your image, and in the proper time. You just have to believe that. Those of us that do fail to believe that, we just lack faith. And we don't believe that we can tap into this infinite power, this source that is within us and all around us. We don't understand or believe that we can connect to the divine. So we have to understand this connection between us and this higher power. And he also talks about, if you are filled with fear of failure or images of unwanted results, this law that was mentioned before, it doesn't discriminate. Like, if you're thinking fearful thoughts, you will manifest more fear into your life. God, the universe, doesn't discriminate. It's just like a source. It's just like an energetic field, and it acts according to whatever vibration, frequency we are sending out, so that's why you find that bad things happen to good people, and good things happen to bad people. It's all about the images that we have in our mind, and also our emotional state. If you're in lack of money, you're often very fearful. What's going to happen to my home? Am I going to be able to feed myself, my kids? So you're in a mental state of lack, of fear. You're visualizing like the worst case scenarios, and you also feel worry. So the universe isn't going to be like, oh, that poor person, let me just send them a bunch of money or food or whatever. The universe doesn't think. The universe just is, so there is no morality in this. That's why it's so important to learn about the universal laws. So if you don't have money, but you want money, but you're fearful of what might happen if you don't get money, then that emotion is what you're sending out to the universe, and the universe just is. So it's just going to give you more of what you already are. So it's just going to give you more things to be worried or fearful about. The first step in the creative process is to relax and see yourself already in possession of the good that you desire. The second step is to let go and let God. We have to understand that Spirit, God, the divine, is in all places and at all times. We all have a godlike ability to tap into positive thought. We have to realize our kinship with this divine power. So we just have to believe, have faith in the invisible and the unseen and the unknown, okay? But we can't just have faith. We cannot just rely on wishful thinking. We do have to act. Otherwise it's foolish. So you have to build an image of what it is you want to achieve in your life, you have to align your emotions. So that could be having a regulated nervous system. Yeah. And then you have to get to work. You can just kind of think of different scenarios that you always know are gonna happen. Like when you open the tap, you know the water is gonna flow through the tap. You don't wonder like, I wonder if water is gonna flow out of this tap. When I turn it on, you just have a knowing because we have the experience. But our minds are so powerful, and we can reprogram our conscious mind, and our subconscious mind will act upon, the programming. So that certainty that you have when you turn on the tap, that's the certainty you need to have about your desired reality coming to life. Oh, I loved this part. He writes about, when times get tough. When things get tough, you must get tougher. I had forgotten about this. I'm definitely gonna revisit this. He gives like a whole speech, like a pep talk, how you're supposed to speak to yourself. And I remember doing this, reading this out loud, and I felt very empowered. And I can't read it to you right now because of copyright issues, but let me just do some, let me see if I can like reword it. You're supposed to start by stating your name. So Scholastic ASMR, you are a child of God, and the being God made was never intended for the sort of weak, negative life you are leading. We were made for success, not failure. So do not give way to miserable doubts about yourself or your ability to be what you desire with all your heart to be. You should be ashamed to go out amongst your associates with a long, dejected, sad face, as though you were a misfit, as though you do not have the ability to do what the Creator sent you here to do. We were all made to express what we all long to express. So why don't we do this? Why not stand and walk like a conqueror? The image of perfection lies within each and every one of us, and it is my job, your job, our job to bring it to the center of our conscious thought and express it to the world. Do not disgrace your maker. Do not violate their image. Be everything. Be the magnificent success that God intended you to be. So we need to assert confidence in our Creator and the fact that we were created in His image. That's what it says. This is not being egotistical. We're just asserting our kinship with God. The chapter is soon over here. It says, do not force things to happen. Force negates. It's not God's way. Learn to follow your intuition that speaks in feelings rather than words. Learn to hear that voice inside, that quiet voice. And this quiet voice will often whisper things to us that are what does it say here? Which run counter to the way most people live their lives. Like, I don't know anyone else making ASMR videos, so when I had this idea, I was like, I can't do this, but my intuition told me to do it. Many of the world's greatest leaders were considered heretics by their peers because they chose to march to the tune of a different drummer. Yeah. This chapter is very motivated. And if you falter, then just reaffirm your image, reaffirm your connection to the divine, and know that you were created in their image, and you'll get on the right vibration. So just to close things off, so the instructions for letting go and letting God is to relax and see yourself already in possession of the good that you desire, and then to let go and let God. Just have faith that it's going to occur. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do really enjoy talking about this book, and I know some of you enjoy my rambles. Just feel free to make suggestions for videos that you would like to see. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Really, truly, I am so grateful for everyone that watches, everyone that leaves a comment, everyone that chooses to subscribe to my video, or gives it a thumbs up, even gives it a thumbs down, because at least you're invested